to the sun.
I'm curious if Ash knows any other spells. 1 of 2. Math is the darkest magic. 2 of 2.
Okay, we're back to this amazing array of responses. Okay. First of all, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed last week's video, and hopefully this week's video is just as good, you know? I mean, how can it not be good with Timecrest? But anyway, okay.
Math is the darkest magic. 2 of...
I guess I'll pick that one, you know, why not?
Math is the darkest magic. 2 of 2
Started
responses.
off humorous.
Messages. Responded, math is the darkest magic. Luthor heard your message and smiled. I'm bad at creative writing. I love reading tomes, but I never found it fun to write a story myself.
Really? I'm actually the complete opposite. I love writing, and I mean, okay, math, it's okay, but, yeah, I don't know, I prefer writing. If I had to pick, I definitely pick writing. Like, it's just way more fun, you know?
Ash said, did you ever try writing any stories?
Yeah, did you? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I tried writing one
Really?
about a scientist. Mom told me she liked the scenery I described. I could tell she thought it was boring and I didn't have fun writing it, so I decided to stick to reading.
I mean, that's fair.
Ash leaned forward, listening intently with a smile. Have you found out what you like doing at the guild, Ash? Ash said, I'm not sure which element suits me yet. Ellipsis.
Well, that is a hard thing to pick.
It doesn't have to be just magic, and you don't have to be good at it even. I just want to know if you found something you really like doing. Ash thought for a moment before saying, I think cooking is fun actually. It's a lot of hard work,
Cooking
but I
is
like
fun.
seeing people enjoy my food.
Yeah.
Ash said, I'm hoping my magic will develop like my cooking. Ellipsis.
I mean, even if it doesn't, at least you have, you know, at least you're able to, you know, cook. You could start a business, you know, be a proper, like, professional chef.
It will if you continue to work hard at it. Ash nodded and Luthor continued to write down answers with Ash's finger. Ash said, I'm so pumped I get to see Head Guildmaster Crane fight tomorrow. Thank you so much for helping me with these math problems, brother. It's no problem. Luthor froze. Luthor froze. Ash was rubbing the scar. Luthor's expression grew solemn and distant as he watched the scarred hand rub against Ash's leg. Ash said, You've stopped, brother. Are you having trouble figuring out the answer? Luthor shook his head as he let go of Ash's finger. Ash said, Do you want to take a break? Luthor looked at Ash's scarred hand and shook his head one more time. I can't pretend anymore. Ash blinked and said, What are you saying, brother? You're rubbing your scar, Ash. The scar that I gave you. Descriptive help. You're rubbing your scar, Ash. The scar that I gave you. Ash said, Oh, are you feeling bad about the accident you had when you were babysitting me? Don't worry about this scar, brother. I know it doesn't really hurt. It's just my brain playing tricks on me. You're Ash, and I should love you by default. I thought if I talked to you, found out more about you, then I'd start loving you right away. Luthor closed his eyes for a moment and dug one nail into his palm. But then I saw you rubbing your scar against your leg and I didn't feel hurt. Descriptive help. But then I saw you rubbing your scar against your leg and Ash looked confused. Ash said, But that's a good thing. I don't want you to feel bad about this scar anymore, brother. Ellipsis. I need to like this life, Ash.
Oh, come on. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. First of all, I get how he feels, but like I feel like it's a bit harsh to just like kind of put it on Ash, you know what I mean? But like I understand completely how he feels. Like this Ash, no matter how much they talk, no matter how similar they look, how similar they act to like how Luthor would imagine Ash or anything, it's not the Ash that Luthor knows. Luthor didn't watch Ash grow up. Luthor didn't watch Ash get older. Like Luthor wasn't there, so like, you know, I don't know. Like I feel bad. I understand how he feels, but I feel bad for Ash because the thing is, Ash is just trying to be a good like sibling to Luthor. Like Ash hasn't done anything wrong. Like this Ash, I mean, and I don't know, I just feel so bad because like they, like even though Luthor didn't grow up knowing Ash, Ash would have grown up knowing
Screen
Luthor.
dimmed.
Like, and like now he's just like acting like this and saying, I don't love you. Like I just feel bad for Ash.
I need to get rid of these feelings of anger and helplessness and start accepting this life and liking it. I felt a little bit better after eating Mom's Griffin egg sandwich. but I felt so out of place at the party. Luthor paused. If I could love you, it would make liking this life easier. I wish I could love you, Ash. Ash's face turned red. But I'm just not there yet. All the feelings I was hoping I'd have when I saw you, talked with you, just aren't there yet. Luthor swallowed hard. Ash looked at the scar before looking back at Luthor. Ash said, "You're saying a whole lot of things that I don't understand. Brother, ellipsis. Like a grand library of things I don't understand, ellipsis." Luthor dug his nail deeper into his palm. Ash swallowed hard and watched Luthor as he got up from his chair and walked over to the table in front of the couch. Ash swallowed hard and watched Luthor as he got up from his chair and walked over to the table in front of the couch. Luthor picked up the pocket watch. Luthor raised the pocket watch to Ash. "The fact that I have this pocket watch open around you means I'm not worried for your safety yet." Ash said, ellipsis. Is that pocket watch dangerous or something?" Luthor lowered the pocket watch and looked down at it. Yeah. The pocket watch could be dangerous, Ash. But this watch is the only thing that actually feels real to me right now. System message. I think your feelings for Ash will come with time. One of two I'm sorry you're having such a hard time, Luthor. I'm here for you. Two of two
I want to be consoling, but there's two different ways of doing that.
I think your feelings for Ash.
I think I'll do the first one because it's more like what Luthor needs to hear right now more than just like, you know.
I think you're.
I don't know. Okay.
Messages. Responded. I think your feelings for Ash will come with time. What if they don't? Luthor shook his head. Ash said, "Who are you talking to, brother?" Descriptive. Ash said, "Who are you talking to, brother?" Luthor placed the pocket watch down and walked over to the window. He pressed one arm against the window and looked out.
Look, your feelings for Ash will come with time, even if they're not like the same feelings as you'd have, if they're not like as loving, blah blah blah, as like you want for Ash. Like you will, you've only known Ash. You've only known this Ash for what? An hour? An hour? It's not enough to actually, build anything. So you just need to, wait, be patient, I think.
Ash slowly walked up behind Luthor and stood there in silence, looking at Luthor's back.
I feel so bad for Ash, guys. I feel so bad. Ash did nothing wrong and is just being I don't know. Hopefully Luthor tells Ash everything and maybe that'll make it better,
Ash said, "I love you, brother. I'm not your brother, Ash. I'm not your brother, Ash. I just look like him. But I'm telling you right now that I'm far from what a good brother should be." Ash paused before saying, "What are you then?" "I am." Luthor looked at his reflection in the window. "I am 13-year-old Luthor Timecrest trapped in his 29-year-old body while being manipulated by a nearly 1,000-year-old human."
Okay. I'm sorry, but I know I said that I wanted him to tell Ash the truth, but that just sounds insane, literally insane, and it just makes you realize how insane all this is, oh my word.
Ash's mouth dropped open.
Yeah, that's the tamest reaction.
Ash said, "Wait, no way. You're joking, right?"
Wish. You can wish.
Luthor shook his head and started laughing. Luthor said, "I wish. It sure feels like one big joke, but it's the truth." Ash breathed in and out before saying, "No way." Ash's mouth opened and closed several times without words coming out. Ash stumbled over to the couch and said, "I think I need to sit down."
I'm surprised Ash is believing all this, because honestly, and I know this is bad of me, but if I was in Ash's situation, I would not believe a single word Luthor just said.
Ash said, "Can you repeat who you are again? I'm not sure I heard it right."
Yeah.
"I'm 13-year-old Luthor Timecrest, trapped in his future body, without memories of growing up, and being manipulated by the first human who came to Alincia, Alvin Timecrest."
Okay, that sounds a bit more plausible.
Ash gulped and said, "Alvin Timecrest. Ash gulped and said, "Alvin Timecrest. Do you mean our ancestor is out to get us?"
Yeah. Dark prospect.
Luthor took a deep breath. "You and I are not genetically related, Ash. Even though our mom gave birth to me, I think I share Alvin's genetics."
Somehow, which is really weird. I don't even know how that works. How do you share genetics with some random guy who, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
Ash said, "What? So why am I called Ash Timecrest then?"
Legally changed surname, stuff like that.
You're actually supposed to be Ash Reed, but our parents changed their last name to Timecrest because they wanted me to feel like I belonged.
Which is weird, guys, because I was thinking about this, right? Basically, Ash has 3 different surnames. Ash is Ash Eldon, Timecrest, and Ash Reed. Like, that's so confusing. Oh my word. Okay.
You're Ash Timecrest because of me. Ash dropped down onto the couch and said, "No one ever said anything to me." Ellipsis.
That is weird. I don't know why no one said anything to you.
Luthor turned around and faced Ash. He tapped his temple with one finger. In my head, you're still a baby and I just put a scar on your hand. Believe me, I do love baby Ash. But I don't seem to have those feelings for you.
Which is fair. Okay, I feel bad for Ash. But it's fair how Luthor feels considering the circumstances.
System message, you forgot to mention me. 1 of 3 So you were just pretending to be happy this whole time with Ash? You didn't enjoy any of it. 2 of say nothing. 3 of 3 response, say nothing.
I'll press say nothing, I think, because I don't know.
Responded,
I don't know what to say.
there was a knock at the door.
Oh,
Descriptive help, there was a knock at the door.
that's random. Who is it? Is it Riley again?
Riley said from the other side.
Oh,
It's me.
it is.
Riley. The Griffin egg sandwiches are ready.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I sounded so disappointed when I say it. Said, oh, it is.
Ash looked at Luthor and said, "Does Riley know?"
No, she does not.
Luthor shook his head.
Which, isn't good. No, it's so good, guys. I'm actually, okay, I feel really bad, but no matter how bad I feel, it is kind of nice that Ash actually knows now. Because, like, we have a person who's on our side, basically, and Ash, like, doesn't seem to, like, really, like, not like Luthor or anything because of it. Like, you know, I mean, not that I was expecting Ash not to like Luthor after it, but, like, still, you know, it's a lot to take in. So, like, I don't know, I'm actually genuinely happy that, like, Ash knows now.
Ash said, "Do you want her to know?" Luthor shook his head. Ash got up from the couch and said, "I got this. Leave it." Ash got up from the couch and said, "I got this. Leave it to me, brother."
Okay, Ash is such a good sibling, I'm sorry, but, like, this Ash is actually such a good sibling. Like, he's just trying to, Ash is just trying to help. You know?
Luthor narrowed his eyes at Ash as Ash let Riley in. Riley is holding a plate with a stack of 4 sandwiches. Riley said, "Riley is holding a plate with a stack of 4 sandwiches." Riley said, "I'm sorry this took a while." Ash started coughing. Riley turned to Ash and said, "Are you okay?" Ash said, "W water, Riley. Please, ellipsis, thank you."
Okay.
Riley nodded and placed the plate with the sandwich down on the table with a vase of lilies near the door. Ash whispered, "I'm sorry, Riley," ellipsis, as Riley dashed out of the room. "What are you doing?" Ash whirled around and looked at Luthor. Ash said, "I know you probably don't want to be around Riley right now, so I was trying to send her away. She'll be right back with the water."
Yeah, I don't think that that's, like, the best way to get her.
Ash's shoulders slumped before saying, I know. I need a better plan."
I mean, to be fair, you were kind of thinking on the spot, so.
Ash said, "And I don't understand what happened between you and Alvin Timecrest, but I just want you to know that I love you." Ash said, "It's okay you don't have feelings for me. You don't have to love me, but I still love you."
Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for Ash right now, guys. Like, Ash does not deserve this.
Luthor's gaze lowered. "I said something like that to you when you were a baby. I loved you, but I told you not to love me." Ash paused and swallowed. Ash paused and swallowed. Ash said, "Brother, ellipsis." Riley came back into the room holding a large glass of water. She hurried to Ash and handed the glass over. Ash took the glass and gulped down some water. Riley said, "Are you okay, Ash?" Ash nodded and said, "Thanks for getting the water, Riley. I thought I had..." Ash nodded and said, "Thanks for getting the water, Riley. I thought I had something stuck in my throat, but I'm good now." Ash looked at Riley and said, "Actually, I'm feeling pretty tired. Do you think we should call it a night?" Riley blinked and looked over at the Griffin egg sandwiches. She said, "Oh, I thought you wanted to try my Griffin egg sandwiches before you went to bed." Ash looked at the stack of sandwiches and gulped. Ash looked at the stack of sandwiches and gulped. Ash said, "Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I do want to try them."
How bad are these sandwiches, guys?
Ash neared the plate with the sandwiches. Ash neared the plate with the sandwiches. The sandwiches look soggy and limp.
Oh no.
Ash said, "Oh boy, you made so many, Riley." Riley said, "Well, ellipsis, you did say you were really hungry and I should take my time and make lots of sandwiches. My sandwiches don't look like Mrs. Timecrest's, but I hope they taste similar." Ash picked up a sandwich and started stuffing it down. Riley's eyes widened as she said, "Ash, You're eating so fast. Luthor watched Ash devour a sandwich and then gulp down the remaining water from the glass Riley brought in earlier. Riley covered her mouth with one hand and said, "Wow, I've never seen you eat something of mine that quickly, Ash. And you don't even like griffin eggs. Ellipsis. Does that mean it tasted good?" Luthor eyed Ash, who gave a thumbs up to Riley before taking a deep breath, sitting down and grabbing another sandwich, cradling. Luthor eyed Ash, who gave a thumbs up to Riley before taking a deep breath, sitting down and grabbing another sandwich, cradling the mushy-looking bread in one hand. As Ash stuffed down the second sandwich, Luthor walked over. "Save some for me, Ash." With a shake of the head, Ash swallowed hard and said, "No need, brother. I can't eat them all. I'm hungry." With a shake of the head,
Oh my
Ash
gosh.
swallowed hard and said, "No need, brother. I can't eat them all. I'm hungry. Please let me eat all of these. I'm hungry too." Ash's eyes turned big with hope and relief as Luthor picked up the plate with the remaining 2 sandwiches and started eating. Mushy bread filled Luthor's mouth. System message, I'm sorry you have to eat that, Luthor, but I think Riley means well. 1 of 3 was,
Yeah.
Ash is really cute for trying to help you out. 2 of 3, say nothing. 3 of 3, I'm sorry you have, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's really nice of Ash, but like, oh my word. That kind of sounds bad.
Clock.
Well done, Ash.
Gears.
Oh my gosh, no. I can't do that though. Like, I should really try that next time I have something that I really don't want to eat. Like, I don't know.
Respond. Luthor didn't need to chew the sandwich much before he could swallow.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be helpful if you could just, I don't know. Like, I'll definitely try that next time. Just like stuffing the whole thing in my mouth.
He brought the sandwich close to his nose. It had a faint fishy smell.
Fishy.
Luthor arched his brow. Luthor looked at Ash, who was panting and whose pace of sandwich eating had noticeably slowed.
Oh no.
Riley smiled as Luthor and Ash continued to eat her sandwiches.
Don't pass
She
out,
said,
Ash.
"I tried making several batches of sandwiches. I think these 4 turned out the best." Luthor finished his sandwich. "Thank you for making them for us, Riley." Riley said, "Do you have any feedback for me?" It was really salty, but mostly the bread was too soggy for me. Riley furrowed her brows and said, "I see, ellipsis. I wonder how I can improve, ellipsis." Luthor paused and looked at Ash. Ash is a cook at the Guild Cafe. From what I hear, a pretty good one. Riley smiled and said, "You're a cook now, Ash." Ash looked over at Luthor and blushed. Ash said, "Yeah." Ash looked over at Luthor and blushed. Ash said, "Yeah. I worked hard and they promoted me."
Oh, quick sideline, interrupting the story, but that's actually the word but my voiceover doesn't say it. Really annoying, but yeah.
Riley clapped her hands
why the
together
point.
and said, "Congratulations, Ash. I'm so proud of you. Do you have any tips for Riley?" Ash swallowed the last bite of sandwich and sighed with relief. Ash said, "Thanks for making these, Riley. I think the bread probably got too soggy because the runny egg in the middle broke apart too quickly." Riley nodded and said, "Yeah, I have a lot of trouble putting the sandwich together without that egg breaking apart." Descriptive help. Riley nodded and said, "Yeah, I have a lot of trouble putting the sandwich together without that egg breaking apart." Ash said, "You can try cooking the egg longer on both sides. If you don't overcook it, the egg should still be runny in the middle, but won't break apart that easily. Also, our mom likes to toast the bottom bread longer than the top. She keeps the top slice softer to create a better cushioning for the egg."
Oh wow, those are good. That's good advice.
Ash said, "And are you using unsalted butter, Riley?" Riley shook her head and said, "No, I think the butter is pre-salted." Ash said, "Try using the unsalted kind so you can control how much salt you add into the mix." Riley said, "Oh, I see. Thank you for the tips, Ash. I look forward to trying them out next time."
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't even know what I want to do more at this point, making the sandwiches or eating them.
Ash yawned and said, "I'm feeling super tired. We should go to sleep soon."
I wonder what time it is.
Riley glanced at Luthor and then Ash before saying, Ash, is it okay if I talk to you alone for a bit?" Ash looked at Luthor. "I'll take the plate away." Riley shook her head and said, No. I can clean that up later. It's just one plate and you cooked. I'll clean up." Luthor left the room with the plate in hand and Riley closed the door behind him. Riley turned around to face Ash. She lowered her gaze to the floor with her hands clasped in front of her. Ash said, "Are you okay, Riley?" Riley said, "I'm sorry I'm keeping you from bed, Ash, but I need to ask, ellipsis." Riley swallowed hard and said, "Is your brother in love with someone else?"
Oh no, is that what the implication, is that what she got from that? Oh no, I feel bad for Riley. No, Riley, no he is not, I don't think.
Ash blinked and said, "My brother would never do that to you, Riley.
Yeah, he would never do that.
Riley paused before saying, "It's just ellipses. He seemed so distant today. Luthor was never one to share his feelings, but today it felt like he didn't want to be around me."
I mean, it's not really your fault, that's him. I mean, not him, that's what he's going through, but, like, he's not in love with someone else. Like, again, like I said before, he wouldn't do that. He genuinely would not.
Riley shook her head and said, "You must think I'm so needy, but I can't help feeling nervous." Ash said, "I promise you that my brother's distantness today has nothing to do with another girl, Riley." Riley's eyes flickered up to Ash as she said, "Do you know what's going on with Luthor? Please tell me. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight if I don't know."
Oh my gosh, no. No, because I don't think we should tell Riley, because, okay, it's not because I don't think she should know. Like, it's not because of that. It's because I feel like she would, like, I feel like as far as we can tell, she would, like, worry. And, like, that would put, like, her off for, like, other things that she's doing. And then, like, I don't know, just spiral into this whole thing of, you know, worry and stress and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think Riley should be told, but, like, I could be completely wrong about that. I have no idea.
Ash said, "I can't, Riley, because I don't really know what's going on with my brother. But whatever it is, I think we both need to give him some space. My brother is the type who likes to think things through alone."
That is actually not even a complete lie, Ash. Well done.
Riley bit her bottom lip and said, "I see. So it could be another woman."
No, it's not.
Riley paused before saying, "Luthor has never told me he loves me. Ash?"
Really? Huh.
Riley blushed and her voice was a whisper when she said, "We still, ellipsis, don't sleep together in the same room." Ash froze and blushed. Riley looked at Ash briefly before covering her face with her hands. Riley said, "I embarrassed you. Please forget I said that." Riley said, "I embarrassed you. Please forget I said that. I just don't have a lot of people to talk about this with." Ash said, "Don't worry about me, Riley." Ash said, "And I'm sure if there's another girl, my brother's the type to own up to it and break up with you himself." Riley looked up, her brows furrowed, her face concerned. Ash gulped again and said, Let me redo that sentence." Ash said, "What I meant is..." Ash seems at a loss for words.
If there was another girl, that's what you meant.
The door opened and Luthor stepped back into the room. He looked at Ash, mouth hanging open, and Riley, who looked distraught.
Oh no.
Did something happen? Ash's shoulders slumped. Ash looked at Riley and said, "Please don't put too much thought into what I said, Riley." I did. Ash looked at Riley and said, "Please don't put too much thought into what I said, Riley. I didn't think at all when I was saying it."
I've been there. I have been there so many times. I just don't, like, I get what Ash is going through. Sometimes you say stuff with the best intentions and it comes out very wrong.
Luthor looked at the pocket watch. System message. "Riley thinks you were distant with her because you like someone else. One of three.
Very abrupt.
Apparently you and Riley don't sleep in the same room. Two of say nothing. Riley thinks you were distant with her because you like someone else. Responded."
Yeah.
Luthor blinked as he looked at Riley, whose face is red. "Riley, I overheard some things you said to Ash." Riley's eyes widened and Ash gulped.
Oh no.
Riley covered her face. I get why you're worried. I get why you're worried. I have been acting weird today." Riley lowered her hands and looked at Luthor. "But I can't promise you that I don't like anyone else. I hope you can trust me." Riley said, "Oh, of course."
I don't think she's believing Luthor.
Riley said, "We really should all go to bed. Good night."
Yeah, I don't. Oh, Riley, come on. You know he would tell. If you know Luthor, you know he would tell you if something else was going on. Else he would never do that. But if he did, right? Okay, I'm making Luthor sound like a really bad person, so I'm gonna stop talking.
She left the room without looking at Luthor or Ash.
Oh my gosh, no. I feel bad for her now.
Ash said, "Oh no, Luthor. I think I said something really stupid."
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Ash said, "I told Riley that you're the type that would break up with her if you liked another girl."
That is true, Ash. It's not your fault. It's just misled.
There's nothing wrong with what you said.
Yeah.
I would break up with her if I liked someone else. Ash said, "Yeah, but you didn't see Riley's face. It was all like, super sad."
Yeah, Riley, that isn't saying that Luthor has someone else. That's just saying that if that happened.
Thank you for trying hard to help me today, Ash.
Yeah, Ash has been so helpful, guys. Oh my word, like, in this situation, I don't know how Ash did it. I genuinely don't. Like, I'm genuinely feeling grateful.
Ash blushed and said, "No problem, and I was pretty bad at it. I said I would
No,
handle
you
it,
weren't.
but it still took a while for Riley to leave and you had to eat 2 sandwiches. Ash blushed and said, "No problem, and I was pretty bad at it. I said I would handle it, but it still took a while for Riley to leave and you had to eat 2 sandwiches. I'm sorry, ellipsis.
It wasn't your fault.
You're staying in the attic tonight?
It was your, you tried your best.
You're staying in the attic tonight?" Ash nodded and said, "That's my old room when I lived with you and Riley. I'll head on up. I'm sure you want some time to yourself. Will I get to say goodbye to you tomorrow before I head back to the guild?" Luthor paused. "I think we should talk more, Ash. I think we should talk more, Ash." Ash blinked before looking incredibly relieved and saying, "I really want to keep talking to you, brother. I'm so confused about what's going on with you and this Alvin, ellipsis." Ash paused before saying, "I mean, of course we don't have to talk about that. We can talk about anything you like. I just dropped everything on you because I felt frustrated with the situation I'm in. I owe you an explanation." Luthor looked at the pocket watch on the table. "Go on up." Ash nodded. "Go on up. I'll be right there." Ash nodded and left the room. Luthor walked over to the table in front of the couch and picked up the pocket watch. "After the party, I found myself rushing back to the pocket watch." Luthor shook his head. "I'm heading up to the attic to talk to Ash. What I did to this Ash wasn't fair. I feel...
Oh my gosh.
After the party, I found
there
myself
anyone-
rushing back to the pocket watch. I'm heading up to the attic to talk to Ash. What I did to this Ash wasn't fair. I feel the need to explain myself now."
Okay, you do need... I think you do definitely need to explain some stuff, but like, you know, you were going through a lot, so
Luthor looked down at the blue glow of the watch.
it's not really your
"You
fault.
mentioned knowing Ash from your timeline.
I do.
With how today is going, I feel like I've leapt into a totally different timeline too and I'm not adjusting well."
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what, like, Timecrest, like, going into Timecrest 3 was like, except, like, I was talking to a completely different person. Well, not just me, anyone. So, yeah, I get what you mean.
"How about you? I feel like I know this Ash already. One of two I'm in the same place as you. 2 of 2
It depends. Like, okay, I think I do know this Ash a bit, but, like, again, I don't know anything. Like, I know that, like, this Ash wants to help a lot. That's literally all. I don't really know anything
I'm in
else.
this-
Like, I know
I
that
feel like
this
I know
Ash is part of a guild. I know a few things and nothing else.
I'm in the same place as you.
So,
I'm in the
saying
same...
this. And it is different. Again, like I said, like, we're not, like, Ash isn't the narrator in this situation. And I feel like there's just different things about Ash. I feel like I'm just repeating myself from either past videos or past I don't know. Okay.
Responded, "It's nice to know we're both in the same place. But I need to find something I like about this future of mine." Luthor placed his fingers on the lid of the watch. "I need to close the watch for a bit. Even though the pocket watch feels familiar. I'm angry at Alvin. System message. Hope you and Ash have a good talk. One of 2 Wait. Don't close the watch. I want to be there when you speak to Ash. 2 of 2
Oh no. I don't know what to say, guys. This is like one of the hard choices. I always, like, whenever, like, they're, like, any of the characters are just trying to, like, whenever Ash or Luthor are trying to close the watch or anything, like, I just feel really bad objecting because, like, I don't want to go against what they want.
Hope you and Ash... Wait. Don't close the watch. I want to be there when you speak to Ash.
I kind of do,
Descriptive
though.
help button.
But, like, I feel bad asking about... You know what?
Wait.
Why not?
Hope you... Wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Don't...
If you don't want to, it's fine. I'm being needy.
I'll just be repeating what you know. Luthor paused. "I'm not trying to hide anything from you, I promise. But I do want to hide away from Alvin for a while at least. Good night." Luthor closed the pocket watch. System message. Connection lost. 5 hours 54 minutes 37 seconds.
Okay, well, that was, okay, I kind of half expected that. I really need to stop clicking these, like, really needy responses, guys. They, like, don't get me anywhere, and it just makes me look, I don't know, needy. So, yeah, I will see you in 5 hours around, well, actually, more like 6 hours, but anyway, approximately whatever time that is. Okay, bye.
The pocket watch clicked open. The morning sun is rising. Luthor and Ash stood outside Luthor's house, a quaint, 2-story cobblestone building with large windows and plants growing up the walls. Luthor looked around. Similar houses lined both sides of the quiet street in front of Luthor's house. "So, Riley and I have been living in this town called Lyal. You used to live with us until you went to live at Craiggold. Ash nodded.
Oh, Lyal. Okay, another place that we actually know. Okay, guys, I love how everything is just connecting. Like, Lyal. We know Lyal.
A sweet scent of freshly baked bread blended with the morning air.
Huh.
Luthor glanced at the sign of the house directly across from his. It said Cinder's Bakery.
Wow.
And our parents live with Dr. Crawford in the outskirts of Valder. Ash said, yup. Mom works as an nurse. Dr. Crawford depends on her to handle all the interactions with his patients. When I got sick last time, Dr. Crawford barely said 2 words to me during the whole visit.
Huh.
And what does Dad do? Ash said, Dad helps Dr. Crawford organize patient records. Luthor arched his brow and sighed. Dad felt like a different person at the party. The Dad I knew would be bored out of his mind with record keeping. Ash nodded and said, I'm pretty used to how laid back Dad is now, but I heard all the stories from Mom about how Dad took her traveling around the world when they were young and how hard he worked. I can't believe our Dad helped build the first train stations. Yeah, Dad loved learning new things and reconstructing things from the human world. He used to modify the pocket watch in an attempt to help me establish a connection. Luthor paused. Are you sure you don't mind me having the pocket watch open, Ash? Ash said, I definitely don't like the idea that Alvin could be watching us, but I know what that watch means to you. Luthor nodded. This is Alvin's watch, but my counterpart is also on the other side. Ash said, I'm fine with having the watch open as long as you are, brother. Ash chuckled before saying, I just hope I don't do anything too embarrassing. Luthor continued to look at Ash for a moment before smiling. Thanks, Ash, but you don't have to be so nice to me. Luthor lowered his gaze. While I regret how I said the things I said last night, I still meant them. I don't feel like your brother, Ash. I don't feel like your brother, Ash. I don't feel. Ash said, You're my brother. I feel like you're my brother. Luthor paused. Ash looked at the watch in Luthor's hand. Ash said, Do you think your counterpart is there and can hear me right now? Luthor looked at the blue glow of the watch. I think so. I think so. Ash continued to look at the watch. Ash continued to look at the watch. Ash said, ellipsis. Hi there, nice to meet you. I'm Ash, from last night. Ash's eyes are puffy. With a shaky voice, Ash said, Thank you for reviving my brother, ellipsis. Thank you so much. System message, Luthor.
Oh, that's so sweet. Also, first of all, I mean, apparently more things have been explained, which is definitely helpful for Ash, and, well, yeah, basically. And, I mean, the fact that, like, they're fine with, the pocket watch still being open, like, well done, that is brave. And,
Screen
I mean,
dimmed.
thanks to Luthor for, like, wanting to keep me around, like, I feel kind of honored, you know?
Hi, Ash. Nice to meet you and you're welcome. 1 of 4. I remember last night. I know who you are, Ash. 2 of 4. You have puffy eyes, Ash. Were you crying? 3.
A bit direct.
Does Ash know a couple named the Eldons? They are Ash's adoptive parents from my timeline and live in Lyal. 4 of 4. Descriptive help button.
I could technically ask that, but I feel like it would bring up more questions than answers, so...
Hi, Ash.
I'll say
Nice
the
to-
first one,
Hi.
you know? All homey and nice and stuff.
Responded. Hi, Ash. Nice to meet you and you're welcome. Luthor heard your message. Ash said, So you hear the messages you receive in your head, right, brother?
Very cool, if I do say so myself.
Luthor nodded. Ash said, Did your counterpart say anything yet? Nice to meet you and you're welcome. Descriptive help. Nice to meet you and you're welcome. Ash flashed a big smile before sighing and saying, Only if I had something more than words to thank you for helping my brother.
I mean... Like, couldn't have really not helped him. That would have been kind of cruel.
Descriptive help. Ash flashed a big smile before Ash thought for a moment and said, if you're ever in Olyncius somehow, I'll treat you to as many meals as you want at the Griffin's Nest. That's the cafe I work at. Or,
Thank you.
we can eat whatever you want. I'll use up all my savings to treat you.
Thank you. That sounds so nice.
Ash paused before saying, But, ellipsis, my plan doesn't work if you never come to Olyncia. 4 full stops.
I mean, yeah, but like... I mean, if I do, then thank you. I mean, just the prospect, okay? Just the thought. Thank you for the thought.
Luthor smiled. We can always go to the human world one day.
That would be cool too.
Ash said, That would be so awesome. But how? I want to figure it out. I want to figure it out. I want to meet the person who revived me and give my thanks too.
I mean, you are aware that there's like 8 billion people on Earth? Yeah, I'm not sure if you'll be able to find one person, but you know, Wait, I'm just imagining sitting there and like them
Screen
all
dimmed.
like
Ash
I'm just imagining like Luthor and Ash coming through and right and just like giving directions like to mate. Like that would be so weird. Okay.
Ash raised both fists into the air and said, I know you can do it, brother. Ash looked at Luthor's clunky pocket that contained the watch and said, and I hope I can find a good way to repay you for helping my brother someday. System message. I hope Ash is ready because I can eat a lot. One of two. No need to thank me. I'm just glad I was able to save your life, Luthor. Two of two.
Second one.
No need.
Kind of was something I said before anyway.
Responded.
So why not?
Luthor paused. You saved my life. I hope I can properly thank you someday. Descriptive. I hope I can properly thank you someday.
This thanks is enough as well anyway.
Ash looked at Luthor before saying, oh, you're talking to the watch.
Yeah, that would be kind of confusing.
Luthor nodded. Luthor reached inside his cloak and placed the watch into an inner pocket. Descriptive. Luthor reached inside his cloak and placed the watch into an inner pocket. Luthor wore a pristine white master's cloak. Underneath the cloak, Luthor wore a black sweater layered on top of a purple shirt and charcoal grey pants with solid black shoes. Ash looked at Luthor with an enchanted expression. Ash said, how does a master's cloak feel, now that you've worn it for a bit? I have to say, it feels good. Descriptive. I have to say, it feels good.
I bet it does.
Ash wore a zipped-up blue cloak with copper stripes and sneakers. Ash sighed. Ash wore a zipped-up blue cloak with copper stripes and sneakers. Ash sighed and said, I wish I looked as good in my clothes as you do. I think maybe if I was taller. Ellipsis. Luthor laughed. The master's cloak feels custom-made, so I think that's probably why it fits so well.
Yeah.
My only complaint is that this cloak has normal pockets. Actually, I'm disappointed that my future self didn't line any of my clothing pockets with the prototype fabric I made.
Yeah, that does seem strange.
Ash blinked and said, what does the prototype fabric do?
Like the kind of, whatever it's called, infinity pouch kind of material. Not exact, apparently, but like, similar.
My future self didn't tell you? I created a fabric that allowed for my pockets to carry several items in it without expanding in size. Ash blinked and froze for a bit before stretching both arms into the air and saying, holy muffy, something like that would be super useful to mages and pretty much everyone else I can think of.
Yeah.
I can recreate my prototype fabric for you sometime. Ash's mouth dropped open. Ash said, oh my gosh, really? Really? Ash looks excited. Ash said, that's amazing. Descriptive. Ash looks excited. Ash said, that's amazing. Ash paused before saying, and it's also amazing you can maintain a connection to the human world for such an extended period of time, brother. Descriptive. Ash paused before saying, and it's also amazing you can. Ash said, I've seen golds at my guild get excited if they can maintain contact with someone from the human world for a minute or two and they can never repeat contact with the same person.
Wonder what that's like for, like, the person on the other end of the line, because, like, the mage knows that they're trying to connect to someone, but the person on the other side doesn't know that they're being connected to, so...
Luthor lowered his gaze.
But that'd be weird.
This strong connection is probably due to Alvin's magic. Ash grew quiet before saying, but your counterpart saved you, right? Ash swallowed hard and said, I'm just hoping that some good came out of everything Alvin put you through, brother. I'm hoping your counterpart and you become good friends.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Luthor lowered his eyes for a moment before looking back at Ash. Yeah. Hope so. Ash said, oh, by the way, did you ever tell me your counterpart's name? Ash said, oh, by the way, did you ever tell me your counterpart's name? You probably didn't, I just missed it. I was pretty overwhelmed last night. You didn't miss it. I never asked for my counterpart's name. I'm not completely certain if my counterpart is real or not.
Thanks!
Worse, my counterpart could be a voice planted in my head by Alvin.
Double thanks.
Ash gulped. After a few moments of silence, Ash said, are you ever going to ask for your counterpart's name? I will if I meet my counterpart in person. Ash thought for a bit before saying, when other mages contact the human world, everyone can hear the voice coming from the other side for however long the connection can be maintained. Ash said, it must feel weird that you're the only one who could hear your counterpart's voice.
Okay, yeah, I understand how he feels and why he feels like that, but still, you know, thanks for, I don't know. Okay. I'm being sarcastically offended for no reason, so...
Growing up, a lot of times I thought I was crazy. Ash gulped again and said, if it were me, I'd probably think I was going crazy too.
Yeah, understandable.
System message, I am real. 1 of 3 responses. I'm thinking about model 1 right now. Luthor. Are you? 2 of 3.
No.
Say nothing. 3 of, I am real.
You know what? I'm gonna insist. I am real, guys. Believe me.
Respond. Luthor paused. It's certainly starting to feel that way.
I mean, thanks for that too, then. Thanks.
I want to believe what I feel about you is right. But I was very wrong about Alvin.
I mean, the thing is, though, couldn't, like, I don't know. Like, why would Alvin make up a whole, like, different person? Like, wouldn't that be a lot of effort, you know? I don't know. I get how he feels, but still, you know, I'm trying to justify myself here.
Ash's stomach growled. Ash's eyes widened and said, "Oops, where did that come from?" Luthor smiled as Ash blushed. "You said there is a good noodle restaurant in Lyal."
Oh my gosh, I want noodles right now. No!
Ash said, "There is, but didn't you wear your master's cloak because you're heading over to Valder to see King, Janos? You can call him King. You can call him King. You don't have to dislike Janos because of me, Ash." Ash said, "I don't like him because of what he did to our family and humans. I may not remember living in the quarantine zone, but I still don't like that guy." Luthor paused. "Ash, you can call him King." There's nothing urgent for me to do at Valder. I just want to see Janos for myself and try to figure out why he let humans out of quarantine zones.
That would probably help. I mean, not like a current situation, but like it would help like understanding, you know, what happened. And like it is weird that your future self, I guess, didn't like talk about him at all, like after the quarantine zones. We're just like, you know, giving up. I don't know.
But you have some time before you have to head back to the guild, and that noodle restaurant was the first thing you mentioned when I asked you about Lyal. So take me there. Ash said, "You know I would love to, but you don't have to go if you're just doing it for me. Is it what?" Ash said, "You know I would love to, but you don't have to go if you're just doing it for me. Is it what you want?" "I want my memories back. Even better, I want to go back to when I was 13 without involving Alvin. But I don't know how to make the things I want happen. So I need to get used to how things are now, and if you want to help me, Ash?" Ash said, "I do. I would do anything to help you." Luthor smiled.
Ash just so sweet in this timeline, guys. Oh my god.
"Then please take me to this restaurant you're so excited about. It'll be good for me."
I am low-key jealous they're going to a noodle restaurant. I want to go to a noodle restaurant. Guys, why can't I go to a noodle restaurant?
Ash's face brightened. Ash said, "Okay. Of course I'll take you. Yay. Chiming Cow's my favorite restaurant at the moment. I can't wait to show you. Well, ellipsis. Actually, you have been to Chiming Cow's before, but I can't wait to show you again." The front door opened. Luthor and Ash looked behind them to see Riley standing in the doorway.
Oh, hi.
Riley looked sleepy, her hair in tangles around her. She is wearing a t-shirt and shorts that didn't quite match.
Hopefully we can talk this out. Like, talk about the thing that happened yesterday, or forget it, one or the other.
She said, "Luthor, Ash, I thought I heard your voices. You're both up so early, ellipsis. Did we wake you?" Riley smiled and said, "It's okay. I'm just glad I caught you both. Do you have to go back to the guild already, Ash?" Ash said, "Not yet. I still have some time before I have to head back." Riley said, "Oh good. Actually, would you both like to join me at a party the Lyal merchant is throwing me for my promotion instead?" Luthor arched his brow. Ash blinked and said, "Wow, you got promoted, Riley? That's awesome. Congratulations. What did you get promoted to?" Riley blushed and said, "I greeted customers before and restocked shelves, but now I can help collect payment."
Oh, nice.
Riley said, "It slipped my mind that my boss planned to celebrate my promotion today." She looked at Luthor and said, "I know we just went to a party, but I'm wondering if you would like to come to my promotion." Riley blushed and said, "I greeted Riley said, "It slipped my mind that my boss planned to celebrate my promotion today." Riley said, "It slipped." She looked at Luthor and said, "I know we just went to a party, but I'm wondering if you would like to come to my promotion party with me, Luthor. I want Ashley." She looked at
Oh my
Luthor and
gosh.
said, "I know we just went to a party, but I'm wondering if you would like to come to my promotion party with me, Luthor. I want to introduce you and Ash to my boss."
That does sound nice. I mean, I kind of want to go to the noodle restaurant thing as well, but I don't know. I think we should do this for Riley just because I feel like we've been misunderstood. Yeah. So I think we need to go and I don't know. It sounds fun as well, like, you know, party.
Ash looked over at Luthor too. "Thank you for inviting us, but I already made plans with Ash and I don't feel up to another party." Riley's eyes widened as she said, "What are your plans?" Ash said, "We're going to eat at Chow Mein Cow." Riley said, "Oh, Ellipsis. I love their noodles too. Don't you have your promotion party to go to, Riley? Don't you have your promotion party to go to, Riley? Riley said, right, ellipsis. I do. Riley paused before saying, I'm sure there will be food at the party. My boss said he prepared something rare for us to eat.
Oh, wow.
Ash said, holy Muffy, do you think your boss has barbecue chips?
Huh.
Luthor arched his brow at Ash and smiled. Riley said, I'm not sure, ellipsis, but barbecue chips are pretty expensive these days, right? Ash said, yeah, they can sell for 1,000 gold per bag, ellipsis.
Oh my word.
Riley's eyes widened. She said, Riley's eyes widened. She said, oh, I hope my boss didn't spend that much on me, ellipsis. Riley looked at Luthor and said, it would mean a lot to me if both you and Ash came to my party. Ash looked over at Luthor again too. System message, stick to your plan. Ash knows what's going on, so it'll be easier to have conversations if it's just you two. Besides, I want to go to Chow Mein Cow too. One of tours, go with Riley. Luthor has requirement. Required.
No.
1,000 relationship with young Luthor.
No, guys. No. I can't do it. I can't go.
Required. 1,000 relationship with young Luthor. Go. Stick to your plan. Ash knows what's going on, so it'll be...
Oh my gosh, no. Okay. This isn't because I don't want to go to the Chow Mein Cow or whatever. I want to go with Riley because I feel really bad. Because, like, we've kind of just been, I don't know, kind of mean to Riley. Not kind of mean, but, like, you know, like, I feel like we could, like, I don't know, like, kind of build up more of a
Screen dimmed.
relationship if, like, we went with her. But, like, I can't.
System stick to your plan. Ash knows what's going on.
Okay. I mean, I guess the first response makes sense, but I feel bad. I'm sorry, Riley.
Stick to your plan. Ash knows what's going on, so... Responded. Luthor heard your message and smiled. Descriptive. Luthor heard your message and smiled. I have some things I want to talk to Ash about. Alone.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Riley. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I actually feel bad.
Riley swallowed hard before she nodded and said, sure, ellipsis. I'm sorry to have brought up my party so last minute. Hope you both have... Riley swallowed hard before she nodded and said, sure, ellipsis. I'm sorry to have brought up my party so last minute. Hope you both have a good time at Chow Mein Cow. Thanks and congratulations on your promotion, Riley. Luthor turned around to leave. Riley reached out her hand and said, wait. Luthor looked back at her. Riley lowered her hand and said, Luthor, may I talk to you alone for a moment? Luthor eyed Riley. Riley said, please. Sure. Riley motioned towards Luthor and said, Luthor, will you come inside? She glanced at Ash and said, I'm sorry, Ash, ellipsis. I'll try to be quick. Ash said, oh, don't worry about me one bit. I'll just wait out here. Luthor and Riley entered the house and Riley closed the door behind her. Descriptive help. Luthor and Riley entered the house and Riley closed the door behind her.
I don't know what this is gonna be about.
The kitchen and dining area made up most of the first floor along with a staircase leading up. All the things in the room looked clean and well cared for. Riley turned towards Luthor before lowering her gaze to the ground in silence. What do you want to talk to me about? What do you want to talk to me about? Riley gulped. A long moment of silence passed before she said, Luthor, ellipsis, do you hate me for not fighting my claim to the Valdorian crown?
What?
Luthor paused for a moment. He looked at Riley and took a deep breath.
What? I'm confused. What? Wait, what?
Why do you think I hate you? Riley wrung her hands at her sides. She said, I didn't sleep much last night. I kept thinking about the reason you were acting so distant. Riley said, and you brought up my father all of a sudden yesterday, so I started to think, ellipsis, that maybe, ellipsis, you resent me for giving up on ruling Valdor.
Oh, okay, the thing is, I don't really get where she's coming from because of the fact that, like, there could be, like, many reasons that, like, people are distant. Like, maybe he was just having a bad day, you know? I mean, obviously he was. Like, I'm talking about, like, from Riley's perspective. Like, as in, maybe he was just having a bad day. Maybe he just didn't feel like talking, you know? Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be something really bad. Like,
Riley said, after all, when you first proposed, I was still heiress to the most powerful empire in this world. She touched her engagement ring gingerly with one hand. Riley said, you told me that you support my decision, but now I'm afraid you might have changed your mind. Riley said, if I become Queen of Valdor, then humans will be safe as long as I rule. Who knows? Riley said, if I become Queen of Valdor, then humans will be safe as long as I rule. Who knows what my sister will do?
your sister? Your sister? Okay.
Luthor narrowed his eyes at Riley. He took a deep breath. Do you think your sister has something against humans? Riley looked down at the floor in silence. She finally said, no, I don't really know Annalise at all. Riley said, I guess I'm just afraid she might harbor ill will towards humans, even in the slightest, because that means my decision to give up the crown will end up hurting you. But I don't. Riley said, I guess I'm just afraid she might harbor ill will towards humans, even in the slightest, because that means my decision to give up the crown will end up hurting you. But I don't really know Annalise. Ellipsis. Luthor looked at Riley. With a shaky voice, Riley said, the only thing I know about the next ruler of Valdor is that she is the same age as me. Riley's body started shaking along with her voice. She said, I hate my father. I hate him so much. He was with Annalise's mother the same time he was with my mother. Ellipsis. And he told everyone that he never loved my mother and Annalise's mother is his true queen. Ellipsis.
Oh my word, oh my word. Are you kidding? That's such a mean thing to say. Oh my, okay guys, okay. Goodbye Janice, you're completely off my you may be an actually okay person deep inside list.
Screen
Goodbye.
dimmed. Riley said, when I think about all of this, I just want to hurt my father. Riley covered her mouth and squeezed her eyes shut. System message. I knew Riley had a sister, but in my timeline, Annalise goes by the name Elise Maybell. I wonder if Riley knows anything about that now. One of two responses. Say nothing. Two of two responses.
I doubt she does, and I don't see the point. I'll just say nothing for now. Like, I don't want to interrupt this conversation.
Messages.
Like, I feel like, you know, not my time to speak.
Respond. Do you hate your sister, Riley? Riley opened her eyes and shook her head. Descriptive. Riley opened her eyes and shook her head. She said, no, I don't. I know none of this is Annalise's fault and, ellipses, I actually always wanted a sister. Riley paused and said, I think father really likes Annalise. Riley paused and said, I think father really likes Annalise.
I mean, good for him, but, yeah.
Riley said, there was a look on father's face that he never showed me when Annalise challenged Time Mage Valor for talking down to her after she was introduced. My father looked proud. She said, the rest of my people have accepted Annalise as well and no longer question where she came from.
Now I feel bad for Riley, like, she just, like, her father is just, like, so mean to her. Like, why? Why, Janice? Like, just like both of your daughters. Respect them both. They both have their good qualities, oh my god.
Riley bit her lip as she said, it's good my people finally have a princess they can look up to. Riley paused again. She said, Luthor, do you remember that young girl we saw in that small house deep in the Valdorian Palace woods? I know, she said, Luthor, do you remember that young girl we saw in that small house deep in the Valdorian Palace woods? I know it was a long time ago. Ellipsis. Luthor nodded. Yeah, I remember. He smiled a little at Riley. My dad's meeting with Janos ran long, and I was just supposed to wait around, but you took a risk and showed me around the palace. Riley looked at Luthor, her cheeks pink. She said, Riley looked at Luthor, her cheeks pink. She said, I'm sorry we both got in so much trouble. Ellipsis. It was worth it to me. You think the girl we saw is Annalise? Riley touched the red amulet on her neck and said, I kept reviewing the memory stored in my necklace. The girl we saw was very young, but she has the same jet black hair and pale skin as my sister.
That is weird. Why was she just in a random house though? Like, if Janice liked her that much, why in a random house?
I remember you told me you went back to check on that house in the woods. Did you ever see that girl again? Riley shook her head and said, she never answered my calls from outside and I couldn't ever get the door to open by myself. Riley said, my father claims that he kept Annalise hidden because she was frail from birth and he didn't want to reveal her until she was stronger. He said he took good care of her. Ellipsis.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Riley said, but the girl we saw looked so scared. Luthor.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I don't believe him. I do not believe Janice at all.
She said, if we really saw Annalise, then what was my father really doing to her?
Exactly, like, oh my word.
Riley paused and said, sometimes I overhear Annalise counting to herself. Ellipsis. Have you tried talking to Annalise recently? Riley shook her head and said, Annalise actively avoids me. She leaves the room when I enter and when I try to start a conversation with her, she's always in a hurry to be somewhere else. Riley said, deep down, I know she is that girl we saw. I should have done more to help her. Ellipsis. To make sure she was okay. Ellipsis. Luthor is looking at Riley, who is trembling a little.
She was a kid though, like Riley was a kid, so what could she have really done, you know? And especially if she couldn't get the door open, like, what could she have done?
Just like you said, Annalise isn't at fault. None of this is your fault either, Riley.
Yeah.
And I don't hate you for not fighting for the Valdorian crown. Riley covered her face and said, but my sister hates me. My father hates me. Ellipsis.
You don't know that your sister hates you.
Riley shook her head. She said, you were so distant with me yesterday and even today. I don't know what I would do if you hate me System message. Luthor is waiting. Poor Riley. I really want to make her feel better. 1 of 4 responses.
Yeah.
Go hug her. Luthor. Has required. 250 relationship with young. Tell Riley she's being selfish and insecure and she should think about you more. Has requirement.
God.
Required. Say nothing. Required. 250 relationship with young Luthor. Say nothing. 4 of 4
Okay, I think this specific situation, like, I'd like to say the first one, but I feel like the second one is gonna actually, like,
go hug her.
like, actions speak louder than words kind of thing, so I'm actually gonna say this.
Go hug her. Luthor. Has requirement. Responded.
Look at me telling this person what to do, you know, that's great.
Luthor heard your message. He paused for a moment before walking up to Riley and taking her into his arms. Riley uncovered her face as she looked up at Luthor. She said, Luthor. Descriptive. Riley uncovered her face as she looked up at Luthor. Riley's body felt warm and her hair felt soft in his hands. Riley smelled of fresh citrus today. Luthor blushed and looked away for a moment. Riley smiled and pressed her head against Luthor's chest. She said, can we please stay like this for just a moment? Luthor nodded. Descriptive. Luthor nodded. After a moment, Riley said, thank you, Luthor. That really helped. After a moment, Riley said, thank you, Luthor. That really helped make me feel better. Luthor let her go. I should go check on Ash. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Riley shook her head and continued to smile. Descriptive. She said, have a good time at Chow Mein Cow with Ash. Ash took me there a few times and it was pretty good every single time. Luthor exited the house and closed the door behind him.
Okay, all things considered, that went so surprisingly well. Like, I think that, like, I think, like, that, genuinely, like, it did help Riley, and I am, like, glad that we, like, Luthor chose to, like, stay and, like, you know, talk, because I think that was genuinely, like, I don't know, it was sweet as well, like, that was so sweet.
Luthor leaned his back against the door and sighed. Luthor leaned his back against the door and sighed. He took out the pocket watch and looked down at it. I hope I can find a way to recover my memory of the last 16 years. It's so weird having to act natural about things my future self probably knows about when I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, that is fair. Like, even though it's okay at the beginning, maybe, then, like, even after a while, it's just annoying and, like, pointless.
Luthor shook his head. Poor Riley. It sounds like she's going through a lot and I'm just adding to her stress.
I mean, not your fault. Like, it's not your fault because you're going through a lot as well.
System message. You got a lot going on too and you're doing your best. 1 of 4 respond. You got a lot. It would drive me crazy too if I kept finding out things I did but couldn't remember doing.
Yeah.
2 of 4. Maybe if you tell Riley the truth like you did with Ash, it'll be easier. 3 of
Doubt
say
that.
nothing.
Okay, wait.
System. You got a lot going on too and you're doing your best.
I'll do the first one.
You got a lot going on too and you're doing your best. Respond. Thanks, but I need to do better.
I mean, what can you really do, though?
I lost my temper with Ash and I feel like I'm training. Luthor put the watch back in his pocket. Luthor put the watch back in his pocket. He scanned the area and spotted Ash leaning against the side of the house on the ground, asleep.
Whoa, okay.
Luthor walked over to Ash and placed one hand on Ash's shoulder. Luthor paused. Ash looks very peaceful, sleeping with mouth a little open. Luthor smiled and looked on without waking Ash.
I just have to mention this before, we go any further. Why are they eating noodles for breakfast? Like, okay, I love noodles. I absolutely love noodles, okay? I love noodles, okay. But for breakfast, like, I'm not sure. And with that said, I think, this week's video is actually over. We didn't get to eat the noodles, oh no. I mean, not that I'm eating the noodles anyway, but, anyway, next week we shall see how good this amazing Chow Mein Cow really is. I am kind of excited, guys. I'm kind of low-key very excited. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button, of course. And hit the notification bell as well while you're at it if you want to be notified next time we upload. See you guys next time. Goodbye.